X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
So there is your quadratic formula song. All right, little earworm for you. I feel like, remember, I can't guarantee you that your college algebra experience is going to be exactly like what it was last year, but I do feel like they had to use the quadratic formula a lot, like more than I would have expected. So got to make sure we understand how to use this. Remember that your quadratics are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. And the quadratic formula itself is for us to find x. And so x is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I will spare you and not actually sing it. You don't want to hear me sing. Okay? So just like most of the things that we do with quadratics, we want to start by making sure we have it set equal to 0. The quadratic formula isn't difficult, but there are lots of places to make ridiculous little mistakes. One with the signs in particular, that can be a problem. So I wouldn't try and skip too many steps if I were you. So here, if I look at 26, I'm going to move the 35 over so I get x squared minus 6x minus 35 equals 0. I highly, highly encourage you that the first step is 0 work. You just substitute it in. So this is going to be x is equal to negative b. So b is negative 6. So that makes that a positive 6. Plus or minus the square root of b, which is negative 6 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is a negative 35. All over 2a, which is 2 times 1. Okay. Now, when you put this into the calculator, okay, I'm going to write some stuff right here and then I'm going to erase it. If you put negative 6 squared into the calculator, it's going to give you negative 36. If I square that negative 6, do I really want negative 36? No. So if you're going to put a negative in the calculator like that, you have to have parentheses. Or, to make your life even easier, since you know you're about to square it and it's going to be positive, just put in 6. Does that make sense to you? Like, you don't have to put the negative in there if you know what's going to happen. But I'm going to work this as if I don't have a calculator because I don't up here. This is going to be equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of, so negative 6 squared is 36. And then this is a negative times a negative, so now that's a positive. And that'll be a positive 140. All over 2. Okay. Then that will give me 6 plus or minus the square root of 176 all over 2. 176 is not a perfect square. Your calculator is not going to simplify the square root for you, but it can help you. So if I want to simplify the square root of 176, I know it's even, so I can divide by 2. This will be 2 times what? 88. And then 88 can be 8 times 11. 8 can be 4 and 2. And then 4 can be 2 and 2. So these 2's come out as a 2. These 2's come out as a 2. The 11 stays underneath. So that will give me 4 square root of 11, right? So this is equal to 6 plus or minus 4 square roots of 11 all over 2. Then I want to simplify that legally. And I can simplify, as long as I can divide all 3 terms by the same number. Thank you. Okay. As long as I can divide all 3 by the same number, I'm good. I can divide each one of these by 2, right? 2 goes into 2 once, goes into 6 3 times, goes into 4 twice. So in the end, x is equal to 6 plus or minus 2 square root of 11. And that's my answer. Whoa, 3. What did I do? Oh, I put 6. Good Lord. Thank you. That should be a 3. That should be a 3. Everybody understand why it's supposed to be a 3? I was supposed to divide by 2. I don't know what I actually said, but clearly I wrote 6. All right, we all good? How to handle that? All right. So on 27, when we move everything to the left, you also want to put it in order. So x squared plus 2x plus 6 equals 0. So x equals negative b, so it's a negative 2 plus or minus square root of 2 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 all over 2 times 1. And just substitute it in so you get all the signs in there correctly, hopefully, and everything else good. So then we get negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 24 all over 2. Which is going to give me negative 2 plus or minus the square root of negative 20 over 2. Cannot reduce it right now because I don't have a number in front of the square root. And I cannot just knock out those 2's. But I can simplify the square root of 20. So go ahead and simplify your square root of 20. Get 2 square root of 5. We agree with that? So that gives me negative 2 plus or minus, and that's going to be 2 what? I. Very good. 2i square root of 5 all over 2. Now I can reduce. Now be careful here because this is something that I pointed out earlier today, but then also somebody had a question on this in math time when they were working through it. When I cancel the 2's out here, it leaves a 1. It does not leave a 0. Okay, so I don't lose that entire first term. If I subtracted the 2's, they would go away. They would 0 out, but they're dividing, so it's like 2 over 2. So I still have here, this first term is going to be a negative 1 plus or minus I times the square root of 5. Questions about that? We good? Okie dokie. Anything? Alrighty, let's look at 28. Let's go ahead and get, that would give me 2x squared plus 2x minus 13 equals 0. So go ahead and get it substituted in. I'll work through this in stages so you can kind of get to the next step and check yourself, get to the next step and check yourself, and let me know if you have questions. Okay. should just be copying mine down. You're supposed to be doing it and checking it. You can keep going if you've gotten there. Just want check yourself and then move on. Oh, shoot. So you're supposed to be checking yourself. You didn't even fix me. Hopefully you didn't just copy mine down. It's supposed to be, ugh. I don't have a clue where I got 1 from. I also don't know why my eraser's not working. Well, it won't erase that for whatever reason. That should have been a 2 there. I don't know what's going on. 4 times A times C. Last period, I left off the negative on my 13. Today, I put a 1 instead of a 2. Or it wasn't getting that. So this should be plus 104 all over 4. That's right. And you got to simplify your square root of 108. You can use your calculator to help you come up with numbers if you need to. Okay. 2 2s, 2 3s. All right, yeah. 6 square root of 3. Okay. Oh my gosh. What the heck? All right. I don't know what is wrong with me. I really don't. I can't even rewrite it correctly. Maybe we should just be done. Here we go. That's a 4. That's a 4. Yikes. Maybe y'all should be doing it. I should be checking myself with you. I don't know. I just have a problem. I couldn't even write the numbers correctly. This will, I can divide each one of these by 2. I better check myself again here. See if I can divide this correctly now. 3. Yikes. So I get x is equal to negative 2 plus or minus 3 square roots of 3 over 2. Oh my gosh, it's a negative 1. I did the same thing I did on the other one. Y'all, I don't even, woof, yikes. Ay, ay, ay. I was worried about dividing that 6 by 2, and I didn't even divide the 2 by 2. Let me check my answer key. Okay. Do we agree with that one? That was a rough one for me. I'm sorry. I do want to do, we're going to do one more. We don't have to do them all. But we want to do number 29. Or any questions on this one? Sorry if you were following along with me and I was messing up at every single step. Are we good? Okay. Excuse me. So this one doesn't have a BX term. You don't have to do this, but it might help some of you. If I put a plus 0x and then that plus 3, again, you do not have to do that, but you do need to understand that your b would be 0 because there is no term there, okay? Then, so x is equal to negative b, so that's just 0. There's really no negative 0. 0 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. I think I do better when I'm saying it out loud, maybe. 2 times a, maybe not. Who knows? All right, so now this time that 0, really, that is 0, and that does get to just go away. So we are left with plus or minus the square root of, all right, so that 0 squared is just 0. I know it's going to be a negative, and that's going to be a negative. Is it 84? I totally don't trust myself anymore. Okay, yes. All over 14. So then I can go up to the side. Let's shoot. Square root of 84. Shoot. 2 and 42. 6 and 7. 2 and 3. 2 square root of 21. Yeah. And just to clarify, because somebody had this question earlier, it's okay that the number to the square root's not a prime number. It just completely shut out. Okay. It was done. It was just done. It's still recording, but huh? It's been a long day. Even my flip chart's like, I am done with you. I don't want. So when I open it back up, it's probably not even gonna be in the right spot. They wanted to hear the song again, I think. Yeah, go ahead and see. Go ahead and finish that up, and then once this opens back up. All right. I'm not going to start that one from scratch. I will put where I was there. I know where I was, at least. I was at plus or minus the square root of negative 84 over 14. Okay. And then I simplified the square roots, and I got 2 square root of 21. So this is equal to plus or minus 2 square root of 21 over 14. Y'all agree with that? Ask me a question. Where did I lose you? Okay. I can go back and do the other parts if I need to, but that's where I was when yeah, did I do that wrong? Oh, there is an I. Thank you. Good Lord. There is an I. Thank you. There is an I because it's negative. Good job. Now I can reduce them both by 2 and get I times the square root of 21 over 7. Plus or minus. Can I reduce the 7? No. This is it. We are done. Thank God. Good Lord. That was rough. I apologize profusely. Any questions at all? All right. I don't think I need to torture you with me messing up the next two. But if you have any other questions, I don't know that y'all need to do the other ones. I think we're good.